Hey, welcome. It's the Friday Wrap with Pete and Reed.
I thought you were going to do that like an Englishman for a second. It's the Friday Wrap.
It was kind of a combi there, right? I don't know what it was. Trying my best.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
It can be anything on Friday.
Thank goodness it is Friday, the first Friday of November.
I can't believe it.
Where is it?
Christmas will be here before you blink an eye.
You know, I think I did it. Folks, I apologize because back in July, it was July 1st, I was sitting there talking to my family after we did Canada Day.
You're right.
And I said, you know, we're sitting here celebrating, but before we know it, it's going to be, I can't believe it's Christmas Eve. I think it's my fault. So I'm not doing that next year. I'm not saying that at all.
No, not at all. Okay. Don't rush it. Live every day.
Yes.
Enjoy.
So last week, I was on by myself.
Right.
You were busy with our producer, Joanne, working on some details for a potential broadcast.
Yeah.
I went to some
It's looking amazing.
I'm dressed like this.
I know. I was like, oh, bless me, Father.
Yeah, I tried, but it didn't work. So,
I'm a lost cause.
So I was working with some sponsors today. So it's moving forward. It's going to move slowly, but we are not leaving the internet or the web. We are staying there on social media. No matter what happens, but we'll keep you informed and let you know what's going on.
We just want more and more and more.
Yeah, it's real exciting.
It is exciting.
And you know, you guys, the way you can help us is keep sharing, subscribing, and liking the stuff that we do. Unless, of course, you don't, but do it anyways, just because you're trying to help us out.
Because you can.
Yeah, because you will.
Oh, they like us. Come on.
I know. Kreskin. Now, a lot of you people will know Kreskin from around the world. Back in the 70s, he was massive. This guy was doing all kinds of bending forks, but not the tricky stuff. He was like making things happen and reading people's
moving
minds.
tables.
Yeah. And he was giving away a certain amount of money if somebody could hide something from him. And I don't think he's only, what's he lost, like 7, 8 times?
Yeah, and hundreds of, maybe thousands of times.
So we're going to get him back on. Now, he sent us this today.
Yeah.
And it reads at the bottom, it says, this is scary for me.
Still know what you are thinking.
So he's warning us.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's what's scary about having Kreskin in studio is because he knows what we're thinking.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like,
it's
how do I block my mind? I can't remember what I'm supposed to be talking about. How do I block my mind?
In your brain, you better not be saying this guy's an idiot. No, but we love him. We really do. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great.
He freaks us out every time we talk to him.
Yeah. I wonder if you got any Halloween treats.
Did I?
No, him.
Oh.
Did you celebrate Halloween?
I did. Of course.
Do you find it, like we had like 7 children.
Yeah, we had like 20.
Do you find it's kind of dying off?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I blame the parents, though. Like our generation, my parents went, mom and dad, as soon as I got old enough, went, go for it. You know, stay out till 10 o'clock.
Scary now, right?
Well, yeah, it's scary now.
And kids start eating stuff and you don't know what they're getting sometimes,
well,
right?
my parents, there was scary then, too, because you had people putting razor blades and pins in, and your parents just said, don't eat anything till you come home, and we check everything, and we didn't.
That reminds me of a story. There was a friend of mine at the time, and he was out in farmland, so my 3 friends from the farms came in, and I told this guy, I said, Mark, don't eat anything until we go back to my place and check everything. Oh yeah. So we're walking away from this house. It's not funny, but it is. And I hear him go, oh. And we turn around, we have flashlights, so I shine his face, and he has a razor blade stuck between his teeth. Didn't cut him, but it was stuck between his teeth.
Wow.
And I'm going, are you kidding? Did we not just tell you not to eat anything?
Wow. See, I never knew anybody that happened to, but that's scary.
Stuck right. Thank God his teeth were tight together.
But I do appreciate the parents that still bring their kids out. They walk around with them and have fun. And you know what? Take the candy home. At least you're there with your kids and you know they're not eating it.
I find it's probably more of an adult thing now.
Oh, I love
Adults are like heading out. Well, you have house parties where you guys dress up like crazy, right?
Yes.
And
you can't come unless you're dressed. Yeah. And a cowboy ain't going to cut it. Folks. And you can't come as an NHL hockey player. That's not going to cut it. It has to be a costume.
As you can see how many of your parties I've been to.
Exactly. you're just lazy. I don't want to make something.
It's never my thing. I don't know what it is. And then, I'd put some stuff on and go, this looks really chintzy. You guys make incredible costumes, like incredible costumes.
Well, we have fun doing it.
So you got a couple of pictures you want us to look at?
I do. I got sent this picture by Blake and Brian Nutter. Remember the Nutters?
Yes, the Nutters.
Yeah, and great
Used to play with Keith
Nashville.
Urban, and now they're singing duet
Great
together.
Nashville team, duet team, and they sent us a picture. And she obviously is dressed as an oven with a bun in the oven.
Now,
And
is she pregnant?
she is.
Oh,
That was her way of announcing it.
I see.
And Brian, her husband, is the chef, and their little baby is the chicken. So I text her back and I said, "Run, chicken, run." But I thought, what a fantastic family costume.
Yeah. It's a good idea and a great way to announce.
Oh, yeah, that
having a
she's having a baby. Yeah, so that was really fun. What do we got next, John?
Well, some Halloween pictures that you have.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
some great costumes.
Well, this is me as the pirate and my co-worker, Jenna, as a rhinoceros, and I'm stabbing her to death so I can eat her.
Nice.
She came on my island, so, hey.
Now, these next ones are amazing. Like, these are amazing costumes. Ton of work.
This is me as bobblehead Charlie Brown. I tried to find like a blow-up balloon or something that I could paper mache. I couldn't find anything the right size, so I used one of those exercise balls. So it kept falling off my head all day, so I had to walk around like this.
Well, you look like you're fretting there. Anyways.
Oh, yeah,
I
for sure. But it was fun. It was fun. And this is my niece's husband as a vampire. And I cannot remember the movie. I'm sure someone out there will text us and tell us what this movie's from. But he looks exactly like him. Was freaking everybody out all night long in the dark. Oh, scary, scary. And we had black light, so his teeth glowed. Oh.
Now, your niece?
Michelle?
Yeah, she's got a pretty cool costume.
Yeah. Well, she had two. So this is my two of my nieces. One is Carrie, and the other one in the white robe is her mother in the movie. And she talked like her all night long. It was hilarious. Those two are just so funny. You think Jim's funny? They're hilarious.
Yeah, you see, I think you guys made him funny. Yeah, no
I know, right?
You fed him all his material, right?
These are some friends, of course, Donald Trump and his wife, the Mexican, the wall that Donald wants to build into Mexico across. So I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Very cool. Very cool.
I loved it. And then we've got one more. I think we got one more.
Is one more there?
And then this is my niece. If you remember,
the Flintstones.
Of course, the Flintstones. The Great Kazoo.
Kazoo.
Yeah, so that's my family. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here on the Friday Wrap with Pete and Marie, and we'll be back with a whole bunch more. We are back on the Friday Wrap, and this week, more terror in the States, in New York City, and it's...
When is it going to end?
I don't get how somebody thinks that they can take down innocent people. And we're talking about a brutal death that happened to people. We're talking about people who were dismembered, run over. And he was going to go farther, but he hit something. I think he hit a bus, and he couldn't get down any farther. But what is wrong with an organization like ISIS that feels you can mow down innocent people?
I just don't. I just clearly don't understand.
In the name of their God.
God,
right?
yeah. God wouldn't do that.
Not a chance. And it breaks your heart, and you just, you think about it.
All those people that were just out for a day, biking down the side of the road where they're supposed to be, and the next moment they're run down, gone. Yeah,
and there was a lady from Belgium, a young lady with two young kids. Just, it's a disgusting story. And Donald Trump said it best: if you find him guilty, put him to death.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad, honestly, that they shot him and he's alive. Because most of the times they killed him. And now maybe get some information, track down what's going on, where he's learning the stuff.
They'll get nothing out of him.
Well,
and
but they will get stuff out of his phone and stuff, because they've already seen the videos and stuff.
He's going to end up in prison, and the American people are going to have to pay for him to be there, which is ridiculous.
What I don't understand is there a way to shut these people down on the internet? I mean, they've got to be able to track where these videos and things are coming from to shut this stuff down. It's terrible. It just really is. And it's sad that somebody that young who is living in a land of opportunity would choose to do something like that.
Exactly, and just to create that havoc, and now all those people's lives, those families' lives, are changed forever. They just don't get the concept of actually, killing somebody isn't just that one person, it's a whole family. When you have somebody that dies in a tragic way, it's your whole family and your extended family. Everybody that loved that person is affected.
And are changed
it's not
forever.
just the people that died that day, it's the people that are still living, that have to live with this horror.
Yeah. I mean, it's a terrible, it's to torture people like that, it's disgusting. And the people that saw this, I mean, you're never going to forget it. It's like the people out in Vegas. You're never going to forget it. You are changed forever inside.
Yeah, I have one of my staff members. Her husband was in New York City, and he happened to be on the second floor of the double-decker bus, about 2 blocks from where this all went down, and he saw the van careening down the side with the people running. And he said, they have headphones on to listen to the guy say what's going on, and all of a sudden he heard screaming and yelling and ambulances and everything going off and people running. They didn't know what was going on, right? And to see this is just something I'd need like some kind of crisis service after seeing something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem believable. And you know what? If you say prayers, please include these people in your prayers.
Absolutely.
I know they'll be in mine, because it's just a horrible thing. Again, it's the worst disaster since 9/11 in New York City. So let's come back to our country. Now, we're back in our country. We're going to talk about something called Bill 89 that they're trying to pass. But I want you to listen very carefully wherever you are in the world, because this is a time when people have to stand up. You have to stand up. I mean, if you don't stand up to bills like this, then honestly, you're going to lose your freedoms. And in the politically correct world, which is really politically wrong in most cases, it's a control, and it's leading you towards ways that's going to benefit politicians and what they do and people with lots of money. So pay attention real carefully here as we talk about something that's going to hit us here in Ontario. Now, you had a chance to watch something that I sent to you, and
Faith Goldie on Rebel News.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance to go on the internet and watch it, it's worth the time to watch it. But I was shocked at this bill, and I was shocked that it's past the second reading. Like, this could actually happen.
Yeah, and these people are politicians who represent us, are taking it upon themselves to be what they consider politically correct. And believe me, folks, you are wrong. If you're voting for this, you are 100% wrong.
Unbelievable. They want to, Bill 89 basically says that children belong to the state, to the government.
And and one of the guys actually said, we are co-parenting. You're not co-parenting my kids.
No. And it takes the full ownership off the parents, that if your kids decide perhaps they're gay, whatever they don't like, whatever they want to be. Say they want to be gay, and they come to you when they're 13 and say, I think I'm gay. And you go, well, why don't we wait till you're 18 and see see if that develops or not? Because, different times in your life, you think different things. Well,
and there's a lot of influences on these kids.
Yes,
right now.
And that child could turn around and go, well, I don't think so, Mom and Dad. And they could call the police, and they will be taken away, and the state, the government, will take charge of them, and there's nothing the parents can do about it. Nothing, because the state has control. That's what Bill 89 is all about.
It's dead serious. And so if you have an 8 or 9-year-old or 10-year-old or 11-year-old and says, I want to be a boy, and they were born a girl, and they say that, and you don't go and do something about it, and you'll be responsible for that, then they will be taken away from you. They will be put in foster care or taken under the custody of the state. And the people who are fostering have to be in total agreement with the government.
Right.
And your child is gone.
And the people that are foster parenting, unlike foster parents right now, some foster parents believe in religion and raise kids religiously. And that will be no more.
Yeah, and you as a parent, if your child does not want to be brought up in your religion,
Catholic, whatever,
can say Jewish, whatever it happens to be, right? they can say that they
Don't want to do it.
and they're being abused, and they can be taken from you. So this is a very, very serious situation.
You know what makes me sad about this whole thing is I think the whole thing was supposed to be to give kids that maybe feel like they can't say who they truly are, whatever, the right to do that without being criticized or whatever. But really what it's doing is it's going to shut them up. Because for me, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, I loved ballet. I breathed ballet. And so
you were going somewhere in ballet.
Yeah, I went to the Canadian National Ballet. They asked me to try out. And when I got there, I didn't know, but you had to live there 6 months of the year. Well, I love my parents dearly, and I couldn't even imagine not living without them. So I totally went in there and went, yeah, not doing this, whatever. And afterwards, my dad said, why did you totally blow the audition? And I said, because I don't want to live here. I want to live with you. Yeah. What they're doing with this bill is if a child now says, I'm gay, Mom and Dad, and they don't agree with them, or I don't want to have your religion, and they don't agree with them.
Or I want a sex change and you don't give it to them.
Right. Then the kids, like, if they turn around and say all this stuff, then the government can take them away and they'll never see their parents again.
Yeah.
Right? Well, is a child going to do that if they truly love their parents? So what you're really doing is shutting them up.
Well,
you're not giving them the freedom to be what they want to be. Yeah. You're shutting them up. Because no child, like I know my children, there's no way in hell they would have said, I want to be this. And if the government said, well, we're going to take you away then, they'd be like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I think nowadays kids are brought up with a lot of different ideas in school now and on the internet, and different things are happening than when we were younger, right? And no matter what you say, kids need to be kids. They need to go have fun. They need to explore and learn a lot about who they are. They need to play with toys. They need to play with dolls.
We all experimented.
Yeah.
That's why we called it Doctor back in the day.
Is that what that was? Dr. Victor, yes. You're needing a surgery right
Nurse
now.
Cratchit.
But this is, I mean, all jokes aside, this is serious. You've got to stand up for it. We just won against the federal government here in Canada, you know, when they're trying to put taxes on employees getting special rates and benefits for the company they work for, right? Employee.
Well, if they got a discount on something, they'd have to pay.
Discounts. Yeah. So I mean, everybody stood up. Now they're not going to let you know that everybody stood up and said, "Look, we're had enough of this. This is not going to happen, and we need to do this with Bill 89." It's no different than what Premier Wynne snuck in, and I would tell you that probably 90% of the people in Ontario don't know this. On the birth certificate, it no longer says mother or father. That's discrimination.
Yes, it is.
Because everybody, I don't care who you are, you have a mother and you have a father. There's no two ways about it. That's the way it is. Now, not only is she striking it from the birth certificate, which is going to be done now, every piece of legislature in Ontario, mother and father will be removed.
Gone.
And you've got to stand up against that because it's totally wrong. We are being discriminated against as parents.
I mean, I don't have anything, if you want to put birth parents, then you should be able to do that.
Your choice.
But mother and father shouldn't be gone.
Yeah. I mean, who are we kidding here? You know, you choose whether you want to be gay, whether you want to be heterosexual,
we all make choices.
Whatever you want to, you want to be transsexual, you want to have a sex change, that's totally up to you. But why are you wiping out mother and father? That doesn't make a difference.
It's like you're trying to make us go away.
Yeah, like
we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's everybody's everybody, and then mother and father, you don't exist anymore. So that makes everybody feel good. And it's all neutral. It's not neutral. It's not the truth, and it's a big lie. And that's what they're trying to push through. And the next thing is that when it happened in BC, it's coming to Ontario. She's trying to push for this too, where when your child's born, it's not given a sex. It decides when it's 18. And I'm sorry, that's wrong. If you decide later on, but when you're born, you definitely, most of the time...
You have boy parts or girl parts.
Yeah. I mean, in some cases you don't, but in most cases you do, and I don't think that's a decision that a government should be making.
Government should not meddle in family.
Yeah, stay out of family.
And religion.
Yep, 100%.
Not their place.
So please check it out. I mean, we became beavers again on the last one. We are not ostriches. Let's not be ostriches. Let's get out. Let's stand up. Let's do the non-Canadian thing. And for you around the world, if this is coming to your neighborhood, stand up against it. You don't want it. It's total control, and it's absolutely
your
wrong.
Kids.
Now, you were in the hospital. You forgot to tell the story. a few months ago, because you had a little acting up area where your gallbladder was, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a great story because you were in a lot of pain.
Oh, agonizing.
And somebody came to talk to you.
Yes. Well, you know what? It was like 4 days, 5 days of finally on the fifth day of agonizing pain. And that night I spent like the whole entire night bawling my eyes out.
And they were trying to take blood, and I've had this myself. They were butchering.
I have terrible veins, and I warned them that. And so they tried to put an IV in 10 times on this arm, 10 times on that arm, and 10 times in my hand. And the hand part, that was it. I was going through the ceiling. I swear I turned into like the Exorcist. And I just looked at the lady that was doing it and said, "Get out," right? And she's like, she goes, "I can do it again." I go, "No, you can't. Get out." And so she left. And then I spent the whole night crying my eyes out because my arms were killing me. And in the morning, I'm sound asleep. They're afraid of me now, the nurses. So this lady comes in, doesn't tell me she's going to poke me for blood, but does. I wake up to a needle in my arm.
Yeah,
and I jumped, and then I yelled at her to get out. Then they come in with another needle to put in my stomach, and I yelled at them to get out. And finally, I'm just laying there, and I'm tired, and I'm looking out the window, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and I hear the door open, just a crack, and I turn, and there's this gentleman standing there, like 6'3", maybe your height, and very thin, kind of shaggy black hair, but not like homeless looking or anything like that. Like he had a haircut, a little shaggy, and a t-shirt with an open shirt and jeans. And he leaned in and he goes, "It's a beautiful day. Why are you in bed?"
And you got to be wondering, what's this guy doing in my room?
At first, I think he's like an intern coming in or something like that, right? And I'm like,
who's going to talk you into another needle?
Yeah, right? And yeah, so he's like, "Why are you in bed? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful sunny day. You should get up and enjoy the day."
And he's got something on his shirt, right?
And so I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Mrs. Fournier?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "God loves you. Believe in God. Everything will be okay." And then I looked at his shirt, and his shirt said, "I believe in God." And then I looked at him again, and he shut the door, and he was gone. He said, "My name's Sam," and he was gone. So I got up, and I went out into the hallway, and like it was a fair distance to the elevators. There's no way he could have gotten that far without me still seeing him, and he was gone. So I asked the nurses, I said, "Is there a gentleman on this floor?"
Well, they were all like this.
Yeah.
Are you
"Is
gonna
there a
beat
gentleman on this floor named Sam?" And they all looked at me like my head spun around, right? And I described him. They said, "No, there's nobody here like that."
Wow.
And so I looked at my door thinking maybe my name was on the door. Maybe there was a chart with my name on it. There was nothing. So I took that as a sign from God that, you know what? Everything will be okay. So get my butt out of bed.
And guess what? The next day, you were good to go.
I was good to go, and I've been good since. So,
Thank
yeah.
God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're going to take another quick break. And then when we come back, I know it's a long Friday wrap, but there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about series, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
When we're back, hang with us.
It's the Friday wrap with Pete and Reed. And did you watch some of the World Series?
You know what? I never thought in a million years. I thought the Dodgers all the way. I really did. And it was like 5-0, right? In the third?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, they're going down, right? And then the Astros, for the first time in franchise history, win the World Series.
I know.
I'm like this, yeah.
I was, when that happens, it's so exciting. Those guys were like, they probably still haven't gone to bed. Just crazy.
If somebody said to me, "Do you think the Astros are going to win?" And I mean, I know it choked her up.
Yeah.
Take it easy. They really did win.
That went down the wrong way.
See, Halloween candy. You got to be careful with it. So,
yeah, no kidding.
But if somebody said to me, "Do you think the Astros were going to win?" I would have said, never, ever, ever would I bet on that. Now, there was some publication that actually predicted that they would win. See what's...
I'll be fine.
Yeah, can we carry on?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, carry on. It sounds like a name of a show or something.
I think it does.
Now let's go to Buffalo and all our good friends over there in Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
And the Buffalo Bills, which I said it last year, and my son, you know my son, he's crazy about football and sports.
Right.
He knows every stat, everything that's going on. And I said, they're going to be better this year. He goes, no, Dad, no way. I like Tyrod, okay?
Yeah.
And I always thought it's not him. It's like, oh, they're going to get rid of him. Remember, they're going to replace him. I always thought he was the guy. And he doesn't have a full team, and he's doing a great job. They're now in second place. Last week, they beat my future son-in-law's Oakland Raiders, and he went to the game. Poor guy was in the rain, came all the way down from Ottawa with my daughter, and they went over with my other daughter to the game. And so I mean,
I like the Raiders.
You do? Well,
Yeah,
they're
not my favorite
They
team,
ain't
though.
going to the Super Bowl this year, that's
No,
for sure.
no.
So glad to see the Bills are doing so well for Buffalo. 'Cause
Yeah.
we have-
Well, the Bills typically do well at the beginning of the season, and then somewhere in the middle they kind of go. So it's kind of like Toronto that way. I'm trying to wait and see if they tank or they stay.
Well, I hope they didn't peak.
Yeah,
Too
exactly,
early.
exactly.
They won. What was it? They won yesterday. No, 2 days ago, right? And they'd lost 3 in a row. So they're on a little bit of a comeback.
Hi.
They beat Anaheim, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. They got a great team. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
They got a good team.
Oh, yeah.
My Bruins are tanking. Got to get rid of the goalie. Rask has to go. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's got to go. I said it years ago when he needs to go. So, anyways, more stuff out of Hollywood. Didn't I say Harvey Weinstein has definitely opened the doors? This is going to be a never-ending story.
Well, Corey Feldman, when we interviewed him, said that it was rampant pedophilia and all this.
Yeah, he did, because he was involved.
Yeah.
Not he was involved in it, but
No.
they were trying to take advantage of him when he was young,
Yeah,
right?
when he was a kid. And so he said it's rampant sexual stuff through the whole of Hollywood. So I'm not surprised. And there'll be more.
Time to clean up the swamp. Dustin Hoffman now, who's 80 years old. Can you believe he's 80 years old? He's 80 years old. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I would have never
He
thought.
looks great
Yeah,
for 80.
He looks fantastic. I guess he allegedly was doing something to some 17-year-old girl a number of years ago. Now he's apologized for it, but it's like, I don't.
Well, at least he stood up and said he did it.
Well, in so many words, it's not exactly. If I did something to somebody, I apologize for it. It's that I've
one
kind
of
of
those.
lost my memory.
Oh.
He said, I'm going to take that, and so they're cleaning the swamp there, but I'm going to go to Trump now. And we get so much hate mail about, oh, you can't support Trump. No, we're supporting what he's doing as far as trying to make America better. And shutting down doors. And he wants to shut down doors and visas to people that get into the country that do things like they did in New York City. But let's see what the Democrats are doing. Now, they keep on him about Russia, about the connections with Russia. Trust me when I tell you, there isn't a president or organization on the Democratic side that hasn't been involved in some kind of corruption,
Oh, yeah.
talking to this or talking to that person,
yeah.
working out deals.
One hand
Not
feeds
one.
the other.
But here's the problem. You see what's happened. You open a big can of worms in Hollywood. So the Democrats are going to push for impeachment. But it's going to happen in reverse, because now the Democrats, who've been living in the swamp for a while, are going to have their big can of worms open. So you watch what you open, because then somebody's going to open your can. So,
Exactly.
And
And you got other people like Kevin Spacey and stuff like that. Like,
goodness.
there's so many of them.
I always thought he was like a nasty guy. I did. I used to watch him. That's got to be him, because he always played these weirdo, kind of arrogant kind of people, right?
Yeah.
So he's wiped out the House of Cards. The deck has been knocked down. So that's over. And they actually, I can't remember what show it was, but they were trying to be funny in some sitcom, I believe, and they were talking about Kevin Spacey, and that's been removed. They had to reshoot and recut somebody else's name in his place. So
Wow.
we're going to hear about this for a long time. I mean, there's going to be bombshells dropped every day.
Oh, yeah.
Probably for the next 10
Oh, yeah.
years, right? We're going to get
and
sick of it.
actresses and stuff coming out of the woodwork, going, yeah, it was me, and he did that to me, and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, and the guy who played Hercules, remember him?
Yeah.
And that just he went out, I can't remember his name. Kevin Sorbo, right. Kevin Sorbo, one of the big designers, the guy who was shot in front of his house, Versace.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So he wanted him to model for him a number of years ago. And this story got lost. It came out for 5 minutes and it was gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was supposed to meet with people, and all of a sudden it was just Versace and him. And then he started touching him and stuff like that. And he said, hey, boy, I don't go that way, and I'm not about that. And he said, oh, everybody does everything and everybody, and it's all natural. And so, I mean, we've lost that story. But it's also, there's men in here, too, where women in positions have done things. Now, it's not as rampant as guys, because we all know about the Hollywood couch, but
Right.
hopefully this is going to start to clean up, and people are going to be respected
hope so.
for their talents,
Yeah.
not their. No, I won't say it. Starts with the same.
Well, let's not go there.
No, let's not. So, anyways, I think that's about as wrapping as we could get this
Well,
week.
I think we should talk one more thing.
Oh, right. Yes.
Christmas.
Yes, and it's not far away.
Right.
It's less than 2 months away.
It is.
Yes.
But you know what? I want to know from you guys out there. I want to know, do you put up Christmas stuff before November 11th? Do you think that's disrespectful? Or do you think it doesn't really matter?
See, me personally, I think it really does.
It matters?
Yeah, I think it matters. I think that let's have respect for the people who kept us free and allow us to celebrate Christmas and wonderful times where we're not hiding, from bombs being dropped on us or even worse, right? Being stuck in concentration camps. I think we owe them that respect. That's my personal opinion. And then after that, let's go Christmas crazy. Because it's always that warm feeling just south of December.
Yes.
You start to get in there, start to feel it. So
Oh, yeah.
I think we can do that.
We can wait that little bit.
I mean, obviously the stores can't because they have their stuff up in July and August, right? And it's
Yes.
full-fledged now before Halloween. So.
Exactly.
How about you?
Exactly. For me, I put like my Christmas lights up outside, but I never turn them on. I just do it because
I'm doing that.
It's
No,
usually
I'm doing that
it's
this
usually
weekend.
warmer
Yeah.
now. I don't want to freeze my fingers off, but I never ever turn them on.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think we should wait till after November 11th, and I, same as you, think our military people are wonderful, and like you said, we wouldn't be here without them.
Let's give them respect and show them that we all hate war, but somebody's willing to go out there and put their lives down for us. So
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So put your hand up here.
Yes.
And then I want you to pull it straight back. Ready? Here we go.
Yes.
That's no. Pull it that way.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go. And go. See now, right here. See, Director John's going to put it in there.
There you go.
PeteandReet.com. It's just a splash page. Did I say that right? Splash page. Correct?
Yes.
Director John? Yeah. Splash page. No. Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I always get screwed up on that for some reason, right? So go to PeteandReet.com, and from there you can go and find out different things we're doing. Is there any way that people can leave messages on there now? No, but you can get to our YouTube site from there, and then anything that we've talked about today, please respond.
Yeah.
Good or bad, we'll take your opinions. We'll talk about it too.
Exactly.
So we're fair that way.
We are. Maybe.
Are you all wrapped up? Yeah. Depends what kind of mood she's in.
Yeah. Yeah, wait a minute. I think click on that one.
We do have the power. No, he's very odd.
Yeah.
All right, all wrapped up. And folks, listen, have a great weekend.
Yes.
It's in our neck of the woods, it's supposed to be warm.
It is.
Like 19, 20.
20.
It was close today.
Beautiful.
It was pretty close today to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so it was quite enjoyable for this time of year. All right, we'll see you next time on the Friday Wrap. Till then, God bless you all. So, you become a ghost fan again? What did you
Always has its
do? You remember a couple years ago?
Yes. Yes.
You are dying.
I know. I swallowed a little piece of this.
Mr.
Like
Fart.
a
Yeah.
peanut.
Oh, that's killer.